So it was extremely sad to hear of Daniel's untimely passing away. It is really a pity, more than a pity, that South Africans will not have the benefit of the PhD. And those of us who are going to work with him as his supervisors will not have the benefit of working with him and learning also from him.
I joined SAS in 2007, and in that year, due to the nature of the work we did, I think I spent more time with Daniel than with my wife. It turned out we lived near each other, and living in Joburg and commuting to Pretoria, we created a sort of lift club. It would be he would either pick me up or I would pick him up, and the routine would be I would arrive and he would insist on us having coffee. This meant that our work and discussion started there. And these discussions would proceed from the time we started driving to work all the way back to Johannesburg in the afternoon. I think as a SASA employee, as a colleague, as a friend, I think we can all say that we were glad to have worked with him and he left a legacy. As the cliche of what Albert Einstein said, the value of the man should be seen in what he gives, not what he's able to receive. And Daniel, as a friend, as a colleague, he gave more than he received. He was a good manager, a good boss, and to many of us, he became a good friend. I was one of those that I think he became a good friend. He was always prepared to listen, give you opportunity, empower you, let you grow. He would also, however, be frank and honest and not beat around the bush. Often reminding you he's from Bonteheuwel. I used to say he's robust, and when you deal with him you have to be just as robust and resilient, otherwise you won't cope. The work discussions would be serious, formidable and substantial, and I think that's what made us stronger and better. At times, as you all know, this robustness would come out, and you'd hear his voice rising as his threshold for nonsense, as he would say, or crap, reached its limit. Despite all of this, though, he made each of us stronger. He made us better, and I think he made the agency better. He took his work seriously, and his insights were deep and knowledgeable, and that's what made us stronger and more knowledgeable and capable at work. He fitted his position at SASA perfectly. A strategic thinker, visionary, brilliant, innovative, creative, but also empathetic, sympathetic. I'm just grateful to have known him, and through him the rest of the Plaatjies family.
In and around 1995, Plaatjies, as I used to call him, known by many as Daniel or Daniel Plaatjies, co-authored a paper for a Development Association of South Africa conference, which took place in Rhodes University in Grahamstown. Title was From Apartheid Welfare to Post-Apartheid Welfare, which was loosely based on my London School of Economics dissertation of Sharon Follentine, which we simply expanded. And we flew to Port Elizabeth and rented a car to drive to Grahamstown. And when we arrived and settled in, as is normal at most conferences, there was a cocktail in the evening before official conference and academic business would start the next morning. But at the cocktail, Daniel was nowhere to be found. He just simply disappeared. And everybody there who traveled from Cape Town, traveled with us to attend the conference, asked about Daniel's absence. The next morning, at breakfast, Daniel was still missing in action. And as conference started, because our paper, which we were going to present together, and of course, whilst we co-authored it, each one had prepared a section of the paper to present. But still Plato was missing. And as the time of 9 o'clock approached, I started getting panic-stricken because my co-presenter is not there. And here I'm sitting high and dry with the lecture theatre filling up of some junior and some senior academics and some just interested people. And as the bell tolled for 9 o'clock, I started and apologized for my co-presenter's absence, who I specifically said was in Grahamstown. And the doors of the lecture theatre burst open, and down the steps came Daniel running. And as he came to the lectern, I whispered angrily to him, "Where the hell and where the F have you been?" And he just smiled and said, "I'll tell you later." So we presented the paper and everything went smoothly. In fact, I think we were commended for the paper and also feted for our thinking at that time. And afterwards, as the day progressed, we inquired from Daniel, "Where the hell have you been?" And he said, "No, I went to march. I went to protest." "Where?" "No, I took a taxi to Bishu. And I went to march and protest in Bishu and was almost killed." And that was the incident that became known as the Bishu Massacre, just outside King Williamstown, where 27 people were killed in shootings by the then ruler of the Ciskei, Opatozo. And that was Daniel. He was a real patriot. He would put his life in danger in order to make a point and in order to state his case and in order to sometimes irritate others like me. But despite that, I still loved him. And brother, comrade and cadre, compatriot, rest in peace.